Violet City. It's beautiful at night. Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Last time, we rode around on this thing that I will not be able to say without getting demonetized. I don't even like making jokes like that normally. And we got a rare candy, and our Smeargle is staring into our soul. Yeah, we got an HM user, we caught a legendary Pokemon. It was a pretty eventful day. Those of you who skipped it because you're like, it's a filler episode, yeah, you missed out big time. Anyway, now we're gonna go around Violet City. We're gonna surf around on this beautiful little lake in front of the pagoda, and we're gonna see what that can get for us. There's still loads of things that Surf and Strength can do for you. Next up here in the corner, we get a Pee-Pee up. In Violet City, we have a new encounter on this water. It is, okay, well not you, but close enough. Poliwhirl. Remember when I said that it was probably worth skipping on Poliwag early on because it was very weak? This is why. Poliwhirl can be found here at some incredibly high levels, like we're talking as high as 32. If you passed on it earlier, it's immediately useful thanks to us having the Surf HM and evolutionary stones being a thing. You could have bought the Water Stone from the Pokeathlon, you could have bought a King's Rock there, or you could have gotten a King's Rock from the side quest that I did. Honestly, it's basically a free Politoed and a pretty dang good Pokemon at that, while being probably the highest level Pokemon on your team. It's nice. The Poly family stayed the same throughout development. Poliwag, Poliwhirl, and Poliwrath were basically always the same, but the exception of Politoed, who looked horrendous. It had a swirl on its stomach like the others, but that's really the only thing that I like about it. Its name was still Politoed, even in Japanese. Then it evolved into this more mythological looking iteration, then it would get more or less revised into the final with one major change. It would have had this antenna that was straight on its head instead of having a curled hair, and it just looks off. I'm happy that they changed this. Also, this battle is going on forever and ever. Come on, you're a Poliwag. Get in your place. Thank you. I'm just gonna be training up Polluxin for a little while, getting it some EXP whenever we're off screen. We need to gain another 10 levels to learn Sketch again as long as we don't know Sketch in the first place, so I'm just gonna be juggling learning Sketch with being able to teach it HM moves. I have a plan in mind for how we can use Sketch to learn those. Next up, we're going out of town. Really quick, I wanna make sure that I got Rock Smash. Oh, Trixie, you have an item for me. It's an escape rope. Oh, thank you, very thoughtful. Yeah, we do. All right. Sooner or later, Polluxin will become our main HM user, but for now, Trixie has definitely got him pegged. Going out this way, I definitely want to grab myself some apricorns again, and then we got another body of water right behind this body of lard. It's okay, he's asleep. He didn't hear me, even with my voice. Some of you tell me that you fall asleep to my videos, and I'm just like, you know who you're talking to, right? Like, you're not confusing me for, like, another YouTuber? You know that I'm like the loud guy, right? Okay, no. It is very flattering to hear that people do that. I support it, and it makes me happy, though I can't say I understand it. That is my stance. I changed my mind. Before we go out on our adventure today, we got a heck of a lot of selling items now, didn't we? We might as well part with these things. They don't serve any other purpose whatsoever. Stardust is a nice 1,000. We have 5555 money. And then a star piece will get us 4,900. Nice. I think that might be the first time that we made it into 10,000 or so. I need to juice this stuff down into repels. It's my only vice. It's what I need to do. Already down to one of these things. You never have enough repels in this game. You're always scraping by trying to have enough to go do your dailies and not run into level 2 wild Pokemon in every freaking area along the way because wild Pokemon in this game suck and are so low leveled. Ugh. Next up is Dark Cave. I want to let the song play. Okay, I couldn't let it play out as long as I wanted to. Another Dunsparce, nice. But I bring it up because that song is the subject of a small controversy. I say small because I've only ever heard it brought up a couple of times as fan of both of the things that it involves. So, there is a theory out there that Coldplay lifted the melody for their song Clocks from this song. Pokemon Gold and Silver was released, I think, 2 or 3 years before that song in Japan. So that's been a theory for a little while. They've never, oh wow, a black flute. All right, give me a moment. I'll get back to your regularly scheduled controversy here in a second. The black flute, its melody makes wild Pokemon less likely to appear, so it's the same effect as the radio station, Pokemon Lullaby. Back to song talk. That song's always personally had a special place in my heart because there's that one part near the beginning of the song where it sounds like he's saying, "Fuck me down and pull my knees." He's saying, "have brought me down upon my knees," but it really, really does not sound like that. I'm sorry, it doesn't. I swear to you, it sounds that way. All right, next, this big boulder that we could not smash before because it was just too round, meaning that our punches would just swing right off of it. It's the explanation that I'm going with. I've always wanted to sit down and write an explanation for like why every Pokemon's type effectiveness is the way it is. Oh my god, repel. We'll go again. We want to go up this way as it all connects together with the room that we were just in. Smash through that. Oh, got an item. A red shard. I can shard the berry. Nice. And we'll go up this way. I really wanted to talk about this song when we were here the first time, but there was just so much to learn at the beginning of the game. Hyper Potion! I might just sell that, because it'll be a while before I need quite that good of HP recovery. And then this will get us a max ether. That's also pretty good money, if memory serves. I think that's at least 1,000. And then down here we have this item, a full heal. This is quite the winding place. I'm just kind of going straight until I come out somewhere. Nice. Dunsparce. You hurt me because to talk about you earlier in development, I have to tell people that you were planned to have an evolution from the very beginning, something that upset me strongly. It originally had a more rugged appearance, and that would have continued into growing armor. Later on, it was revised into this flatworm design, and the evolution was dropped. So, yeah, me feeling like Dunsparce really ought to have had an evolution this whole time. Apparently, it was planned from the start, and they cut this poor guy. That's a shame. If we ever get to Scarlet and Violet, I'm gonna have such a good story about my experience with the Dunsparce and how I found out it was, because I've been making videos just vying for Dunsparce and fighting on its behalf to have an evolution for so many years at this point. By the time it finally happened in Scarlet and Violet, I'd been saying it publicly like for well over a decade, and yeah, I assure you my reaction to it did not disappoint, and I would love to share that story one day. All right, so let's see. That is up there on that ledge, it looks like, which we can't do. Unfortunately, even though we can go out onto Route 46, I don't think that there's any... Oh no! That was a double battle! No! Okay. My plan for Polixen is to get into double battles, bring an HM user in, and have it sketch its own teammate. That was my plan. I've been avoiding double battles wherever possible in order to make this a reality, and it wounds me that I just squandered one of them because there's not very many double battles in this world. Mankey flinches, I go for the headbutt, finishing it off. That is Teeny's game. That is the name of the game. That is the monkey business. Thank you. Getting to level 29 in the process of getting here, and we get the move Agility. If we had a Baton Pass build, that is a legitimately compelling move. A lot of Pokemon that are already fast learn Agility and they're not helped by it, but if you could pass it on to another Pokemon that is otherwise not fast but has really high stats otherwise, it could really do some damage. It can be devastating in the right hands. Hello? Hi, Sheriff, how are you? I found a useful item shopping, so I bought it with your money. Sorry. I know it'll be useful. Mom. Let's fight you. I raise Pokemon too. Will you battle with me? You seem like a good opportunity to show off this strat. I probably should have done Fake Out first. This is feeling awfully familiar to a mistake that I made a lot of times in some old videos. Gosh, I'm just tripped down memory lane today. But whenever things aren't really looking particularly good, or we have another teammate that could just slam whatever Pokemon we're fighting, that's when we switch out. We go to a Pokemon like Agate here. We don't get burned, nice. And then we just go for whatever move is gonna end. You went for Tackle. I have 69 HP. Gonna go for the rollout, hopefully finish you off, and then we got a nice bigger rollout with the name of whoever is coming out next on it. If it could be like a Rapidash or something, that'd make me feel really badass. You are an Oddish. Down you go. That's a pretty sound strategy. We can do some chip damage with our Apom on turn 1. We can swap out while doing damage because we're probably gonna go first. Made me really angry to lose. I'll have to try much harder. Here's my number. I'm Aaron. Don't forget. Want to battle me again? Yeah. Well, that spits us out back on Route 29, all the way back at the beginning of our travels. There is water near New Barktown that we could surf on. I am not doing that, and if you've played this game before, you know exactly why I am not showing that yet. More importantly, that places us in Cherrygrove City, and that's totally Cameron the photographer. Come on over here, my Baldman. Hello, just when you least expect it. I wanted to take a photo here so badly at the beginning of this. Cherrygrove City is just such a nice place. I love the music in it. It's got such a nice feel. Sooner or later, I'll deposit it into the PC when we don't need surf on a Pokemon like that anymore. Let's just listen. I don't know what it is with the second town in a Pokemon game that never has a gym in it and having, like, one of the best songs in the game, but I guess it all started here. Pokemon, I caught an item. I think it's Mystic Water. I don't need it, so do you want it? We've obtained a second copy of the Mystic Water now. Held items can sell for some pretty good money if you are strapped for cash, which I guarantee you are if you're playing this game anything like I am. And then we want to have our dowsing on. Can we? No. Can't get that yet. It's okay, it's okay. So next I'm gonna show you something strange that they absolutely did not have to do. So there's a pond behind the Pokemon Center. That was there in the original Gold and Silver. You would go up to this route and you couldn't get to that body of water. You could see it, but you couldn't go there. They added this little bit of extra ground right here, letting you go into this lake. And if we were to say surf around here on Route 30, you know, make it a Poliwag. It's what we were finding on the routes around here when surfing in the freshwater and all that stuff. But allowing you up here has caused something of a glitch. For now that we've crossed over to Cherrygrove City, and we're in the water in Cherrygrove City, we surf back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and now we find a Tentacool, which is a saltwater Pokemon. This is because Cherrygrove City has a beach on it, and it's confusing the encounters in this lake with that because we happen to be surfing in the map that has this as its encounter table. It's just one of those weird little things where I appreciate them making the effort, and I appreciate them fixing that for us and making it so that we can finally go here. But yeah, it does kind of cause a glitch, doesn't it? And all of that was done so that we can pick up a nugget. Nice little nugget of wisdom that they gave us after all these years of wondering what was up here. If only we could go into Bill's garden officially. We're back in Dark Cave once again, as there's quite a lot that we didn't see. You know that little room that I poked inside of that was up there and there were ledges and we couldn't make any progress in it? Well, that room has 2 new encounters in it that we should really get to talking about. First of all is Graveler. I have nothing new to say about this. It's strong offensively and defensively, but it's slow as molasses. It hits really hard, learns good moves. You know it, you love it, you can't live without it. But more importantly, we have a new Pokemon, Wobbuffet. This is a perfect example of amazing and competitive has no business taking you to the league. It's packing a ton of HP because it does one thing and one thing only, counter. And, you know, Mirror Coat. And its remaining moves are Destiny Bond and Safeguard. Encore is locked behind breeding moves that, say it with me, aren't available until the end of the game. So, one moveset forever. It only ever does that one thing. It brings down opponents with it whenever it looks like it's about to faint, and otherwise it just counters their moves or it locks them into using a move that you want them to use against you. All it does is guarantee you a KO against a single Pokemon as long as you know what attribute they're going to use, or multiple Pokemon if you're a dirty item spammer. It's just that you often don't know the movesets of regular enemies. Maybe you're like me and you've memorized some of the boss movesets, but odds are you're probably not going to be able to put it into practice in a lot of cases. It's strong when it works, don't get me wrong, it's just that it's kind of slow and frustrating compared to just hitting stuff, you know? Now, I like Wobbuffet for another reason. My friend Tim did a blind playthrough of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon recently, and he's not very well versed in Pokemon, so when he got to Wobbuffet, he was calling it Wobbuffet. And I thought that was adorable. I've never heard anyone pronounce its name that way, but I totally get how he got that. It was just funny. I think that we're about good. Yeah, I think we've cleaned this out. Oh, no, 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 no. There's an item. There's an item. Somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. Somewhere. It's that rock down yonder. That's a Pokeball. Our monkey's just hanging over there and is gonna catch up to us like, yeah, just like Bubble Monkey. Okay, that's everything in Dark Cave. Next, we're gonna go off to Goldenrod City. Aw, Chester Cheetah. Hello. Aw, he bonk. He bonk. He meow. Aw, he bonk. Yes, he does. He bonk. Aw, I think he wants food. I do. Chester, don't mess with the garbage. Just south of National Park is a body of water that I didn't get last time we were in the Goldenrod City area. Not sure how I missed this one, but I guess it happens from time to time. We get an apricorn tree bearing a green apricorn, another friend ball per day if you wish. And then up this way, I don't think there was anything visible, but there is something invisible, and that's a nugget! Gimme! Oh! And then if we were to surf down below, there's yet another ledge that we can access with surf. God, it looks so wrong with Palkia, like... You just know that Palkia is like, its whole body is like below the water up to its shoulders, and then just like its shoulders, neck, and head are sticking out, and it's like between my legs. You just know that's how it looks canonically when you're surfing on it. You can't tell me it's not. I'm sorry, but it's true. It is totally true. It may also make me realize that by passing through here at nighttime, that should mean... no? I'm on patrol for suspicious individuals. Did I already fight you? Oh wait, it's not quite nighttime. It's that weird time where it looks like night, but it's actually evening, and I don't like that. That's what it is. Heading down this way, we have a hidden item and a not so hidden item. A rare candy? I'm saving my rare candies until we get into the high levels because the end game of this can get especially grindy. Another nugget, dang. And because it takes more experience points to level up later on, I don't really care about using my rare candies so much right now. It is much better in the long run to save them until the end. This little hideaway, I remember this being one of the last areas that I personally found when playing as a kid, and I don't know, it just kind of stuck out to me as like a little hideaway. I have Trixie and Poliwhirl in the lead because I think we get a double battle here. I'm gonna save just in case, because I want to make sure that I get this right. I know it might seem kind of stupid that I'm copying my existing HM user. Oh, you're not double battles, Ari. Oh, no, you are. Okay, good. It might seem a little stupid that I'm copying my HM user's moves onto another HM user, but I have a grand master plan in the end. Ace Trainer Jen, Ice Trainer Arene. That's what I said. Okay, but I have a long-term plan. My idea is to have one HM user to rule them all, basically having the 4 moves that I don't want anywhere on my team. Strength is a move that I don't want anywhere on my team, so I'm gonna have Trixie do that. She should be faster than Poliwhirl, and Poliwhirl can use Sketch on Trixie. This is how you get the exact moveset that you want on Smeargle, is through double battles. This makes it a lot easier, and back in the day, it was very much the Wild West when it came to Smeargle. You could give it Dark Void, you could give it Spore, you could give it basically like every legendary signature move out there. So yeah, instead of having multiple HM users, I just want to have one that does it all. Poliwhirl, you've done well. You've copied the move. You're 9 levels away from getting your next instance of Sketch. I'll probably toss you in the Daycare for a little while. And I guess we'll just swap out to Agate. Or no. Whoa, that was a bad move. What am I thinking? I want to swap out to Nettle. I was just looking at the levels and then I realized, wait, I'm staring down 2 water types. What am I doing? We'll go Nettle and we'll go... I'll stay out and I'll use Strength on Gold, did I meant to use it on Goldie? Did I use it on Staryu? Maybe I'm getting tired, I don't know. Just seems like that's happening. Hey, why do they call her Taylor Swift? Cause she don't miss. I've been waiting to say that one for a little while. I thought we were gonna get like Swift on our APOM and I could say it then, but then I didn't. I can't believe I am admitting to saving and stockpiling puns, but I doubt it surprises any of you. Let's... Yeah, I could probably outspeed you with a Razor Leaf and give Agate some experience points. She's been kind of falling behind lately. She's Mike Wazowskiing the hell out of Nettle right now, which is great. I'm gonna Rock Polish on my turn, just because there's no way that these two are surviving this. Just doing the same strategy I did last time we got into a double battle feels good, you know? Shows you got a real winning formula. And then our next one, Trixie grows to level 26. She's getting closer to being able to pick up better items. Every 10th level starting at 1, she gets that. Going on up. Starmie. Oh, that's a bit of a and a Seeking. Dude, Seeking is such a hideous creature. Like, okay, you might think that that's rude, but its sprite there looks fine. It really does. I don't have a problem with this particular sprite, but if you look at historically its sprite, especially like its platinum sprite where it has like this bulbous forehead from like such a weird perspective and it's got like its wall eyes looking just like so lifeless. Like, I don't know, I don't know if it's that Seeking is ugly or if it's commonly poorly drawn or what. I mean, its original red and blue sprite made it look like a dead fish in a farmer's market. Like, just look at this. It's so, like, dead looking. I don't know what the heck they were thinking with a lot of these sprites, but I've just always felt like Seeking is one of the most unfortunately drawn Pokemon on a regular basis, and they just never really seem to be able to get it right. It also is another Pokemon that didn't translate very well into a model, so the fact that it looked better before as a sprite is kind of sad when I say it like that. Agate getting a lot of experience points, Nettle growing to level 31. We're getting kind of close to Nettle's evolutionary level. It's not gonna be this one. So sorry, Irene, sis. Oh, too strong. $3,000 for winning. I'll tell my sister about you. Better not laugh yet, my sister is really strong. Mom! Calling me in front of the girls, you're gonna make me look lame. I don't know why, but like when you're a teenager, you never want to be seen anywhere with your mom because it's embarrassing and you don't want to look lame in front of like any kids that you might run into at the store or something. But I'm like, dude, they're probably with their parents too. Of course they're with your parents. You're a minor. You're going to be going places with your mom because you can't drive. What else? How else do they think you're gonna get somewhere? I don't know why. That's one of those things that made sense to me as a teenager, but it doesn't make any sense to me now, and I don't know why that was such a hot button issue for me, especially because I must pay you back for taking care of my sisters. You make it sound like I babysat them or something like that. Maybe you actually kind of like me. But yeah, I don't know, and I was always kind of, I mean, I got bullied and I didn't want to like stand out too much and everything though, but I was taught from a young age to not really care what other people think of me all that much, and you know, as long as you're not hurting anybody, you know, who really cares, you know, like how you spend your time or like what you're doing or anything like that. And yeah, it was so funny though because my mom would occasionally get embarrassed by like me telling jokes in public and stuff, and she'd be like, Emil, please just don't tell jokes. I was like, you were the one who told me to not care what anyone else thinks as long as I'm not hurting anybody. And my mom is like, oh, why did I tell him that? It was so fun. You probably don't have an ice move? Probably? I'm trying to think. You probably have like Clamp. You probably have Icicle Spear! Oh no! Oh, that's not doing anything. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We're fine. 3 hits. It's going to be 5 because of Shelter's ability being Skill Link. You don't have Skill Link. So much for Ace Trainer, right? Shelter has a buttload of defense, so I was thinking that by buffing up against it, we would get it into the one-hit KO range, whereas I wasn't quite sure if we'd hit it otherwise. It's pretty competently leveled. This place can be tough and catch you off guard. I think I remember losing here once as a kid when I found Cloister! All right, good thing I buffed. Good thing I buffed. Cloister can be really dangerous. This is not the days of Shell Smash Cloister or anything though, but Icicle Spear, Skill Link, probably having a good water move in there somewhere. Aurora Beam. Bro, a specialist hacker you ain't. I stand corrected. Okay, well I know that you're gonna use Aurora Beam. You got like 2 health, so we might as well send out Teeny and fake you out so you don't get a turn. Yeah, easy. Pow! You might have a lot of defense, but you don't got that much defense to be able to survive a hit on like 12 HP. Getting a lot of experience for that, and half a level. No, I can't believe I lost. You just sound like Selfie. You're on a beach, actually. You are so strong. We lost with no excuses. Here, take this. A power herb. I'm sorry we jumped you. We never expected anyone to find us here. You sure startled us. Do I get to be your leader now? According to the laws of nature, I now own this house. Useful item, Pokemon pickup. Useful, thank you. The Power Herb is a consumable held item that allows immediate use of a move that charges on the first turn. This isn't good for moves like Dig, but there's certain moves like Skull Bash or Sky Attack that require a turn of setup. Solar Beam is a good example of that, where that's one of the ways that you can mitigate the startup turn. It's nice, it's just a problem that it's consumable, so outside of battle facilities and multiplayer where you get your items back at the end of the fight, it's not terribly helpful, so I'd probably only use it if there's a boss that you're really, really afraid of and you have a way of surefire beating them if you have one of those moves. Oh, salesman, got me the Tanga berries. It takes 2 to Tanga, and didn't you? Yeah, you had another package for me. That's the Shuka berries. Ah, shucks. And a third package, the Silk Scarf, raising the power of normal type moves. I'm happy that I didn't buy that now. Thank you. I'm gonna pop the Silk Scarf onto Teeny. That's not going to be their final held item. I have a much better idea, but with us using normal type moves with them so much in order to flinch the opponent, could really do a good job at making the chip damage more potent for at least a little while. We're sitting on way too much of this stuff to not be selling it, so get out of here, give me my 15 grand. Okay, Polixen, it's time that we left you at the daycare, people. Wait a second, I never took Adam out, did I? How strong are you? 30 levels! Alright, I had no idea that Meowth had such large biceps now. We'll give you Polixen, get you up to level 31, teach you another instance of Sketch. How strong are you now? Level 46! You're stronger than Enze! What the hell? I think I'll just leave it there because I don't want to spend all that money to get it out. I don't need to breed anything else, so no, I'm sorry, I ain't doing it. Oh yeah, here we go! Danger lurks in the night. I am the night. I am danger. Your name is Dirk? Sorry, I can't help but laugh sometimes. You're gonna intimidate me with your little puppy dog. Okay, Agate, go ahead, run over that dog! God, that's horrible. Why would I say that? Come on. Get a one-hit KO on rollout on the first hit after an intimidate, and then... Yeah, this is what happens when you're underleveled as crap. You're gonna lower my attack, but my damage is gonna be doubled, meaning that I still beat you anyway. Go! We ate a pair of hot dogs for breakfast. Nice, or I guess dinner, because it's night out. Whoops. You know, nighttime is fun in its own way, but don't overdo it, okay? Thank you, I appreciate it when you're looking out for you. It's always nice whenever you get like a nice cop, you know? Whenever like they pull you over and they're like, oh, I don't want to give you a ticket, I just wanted to let you know your taillights are out. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Whoa, oh my God, why is the art in this game so beautiful? This is some of the best like pixel art I've ever seen. Just every area is stunning when you enter it, and there's different artwork for different times of the day. There's different Pokemon that you see in the artwork depending on what time of day it is too. There's just so much to it that can be appreciated. It's wonderful. All right, now that I'm done gushing, our last stop of the day is Union Cave once again. There is more to it there than we saw last time. What's Union Cave looking like at nighttime? I remember Onyx was there. Oh, little Geodude just tucked away in the corner. How nice. So while we're making our way through Union Cave once more, I thought we could talk about somebody who's been around from the beginning of our travels that we haven't really talked much about the inner workings of, and that is our mom. I'd rather not think about the way that I began that sentence and following it up with my mom. But our mom works like this. Every time you win a battle and send her money from it, you have a random chance of her giving you an item. These random items will always be one of the type damage reducing berries. So you always know exactly what you're getting there. Big Pearl, nice. I just knew that was gonna be a full hidden item back from the beginning. I didn't check this rock the first time. It was just a measly paralyze heal. I guess it didn't set off my senses or whatever. But additionally, every $10,000 she saves, she will buy you a special item. This goes in a set order. It's always a super potion, followed by another super potion, then a repel, then a moonstone, a silk scarf, hyper potion, choice scarf, focus sash, and muscle band. Once you get the muscle band, screw saving. She will only buy you type reduction berries after that, and only if you want more of a specific kind. Doesn't make any sense to keep going. It's useless after that point, but yeah, it's pretty nice. She gives you some damn good health items, and it makes it exciting to check and see what exactly she's gonna give you. Marowak, I really want to talk about this. Marowak is a beast of a Pokemon. We haven't had a chance to talk about it yet in the bios or anything, but man, are you a Pokemon that I have some good things to say about. It's so funny because in Gen 1, it was an objectively worse Sandslash where it just had lower stats across the board and learned all the same moves. But man, they rectified that hard in Gen 2 by giving it the thick club as an item, and that is one of the best held items of all time. It only works on Marowak. Please give me that. I feel like it's fairly well known nowadays that Cubone, Marowak, and Kangaskhan were all one family originally. This was basically confirmed when the partial leak of Gen 1's beta happened and we saw this Pokemon in the code as an evolution for Marowak, showing that it was at least reworked into it. You have 2 of these guys?! I guess you really had a bone to pick with someone, huh? Come on, you can't... It's fine, I'm gonna outspeed you. You did a move that didn't even do damage. It's just a little frustrating that Nettle's Razor Leaf is actually not one-shotting something for a change. Go, 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 go! I have to say, for all the people saying that the enemies in this game are way too easy, we've been fighting some pretty competent Pokemon lately. Go away! As soon as you get Surf, things open up quite a bit, and if you go to the right places, you can encounter some pretty gnarly opponents. That's nothing, all right. Instead, we'll just head in here. There's a specific trainer down here that I very much would like to see. I came all the way here to conduct my Pokemon research. Let me demonstrate my findings in a real battle all over your face. Kangaskhan! I don't know what it is with me having just really good intuition lately, but I do not want to stop having that. Dizzy Punch, no. You're gonna confuse me? Feels like they always confuse you whenever it's them. It didn't do much damage, thankfully. Kangaskhan is fairly hard hitting, so I'm a little bit Rage! Wait, so we're just gonna War of Attrition at this point? Every time I hit you with Rage, your power of that move goes up. But you have to keep using it consecutively like I do with Roll. Whoa! Agate! Look at you going! Level 30? Nice! Sweet, sweet, sweet. You just love those, like, big Pokemon that don't evolve and have tons of HP. They're always worth so much experience. So good. There's a hidden item down here somewhere abouts. Looks like you gotta go down through the water in order to find it. It's the world's biggest scavenger hunt. Just always looking for hidden items everywhere we go. Okay, so it's up on that ledge. All right, going here. You're an ace trainer, so you're probably gonna be pretty legit. I'm in training. Care for a round? Which one are you? Which one are you? Which one are you? Which one are you? You are ace trainer Gwen. You have 4 Pokemon. Oh, I know what trainer this is. I know exactly what trainer this is. We're gonna open with a rock polish because your Eevee probably can't do much besides bite me, and now Eevee, it's not good for your teeth to bite on rocks, okay? You're so cute, I don't want you needing dental surgery. Fuck you. Just seriously, No. I do have an X accuracy, good. I'm using my X accuracy. I'm not letting you lower my accuracy like that. I want to do a rollout strat with my lowered attack. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Let's try it. with lowered attack by the power of -1 attack. I didn't even do a third of your health, and you sand attacked me again. You're doing quick attack. See, it can't. I'm saying it can't really do much, but it's actually managed to infuriate me more than any of the fully evolved Pokemon that we fought. It's too risky to go for self-destruct, because if I do that, then I have a chance of missing now. Let's try that again. X items are good. They really, really are. I try to not use them unless I feel like I really need to. Quick attack. I'm not gonna be able to beat you next turn, so I think I'm just gonna go for dig and quick attack. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're fine. We're fine. You do it. You're fine. You're fine. If we're not doing rollout strats, then it's a lot safer for me to switch out when you inevitably go to Vaporeon. Yeah, maybe I will go for this right now. I would outspeed, and if we can double our power before you come out, then I might have a legitimate chance of actually beating you. Okay, so there goes that. Let's see what you do next. Vaporeon! Vaporeon! Alright. Vaporeon's sprite in this game is terrible. It looks so weirdly proportioned, the way that it's walking. I don't dig it. I had no choice there. I used rollout. I locked myself into it. Critical hit! Screw you. Well, I know who's coming out next, and it's not gonna be good for you. We're gonna go Swords Dance. I think the worst you could do to me is Aurora Beam. Sand Attack. Never mind, that's even worse. That is the worst you could do to me. Whenever the AI lowers your accuracy at the beginning of a fight, I don't have any more X accuracies. You don't have a move that's super effective on me is what you're saying right now. Because you're an ace trainer, you probably have good AI. And you're just ad nauseum shooting water at me and doing a whole 6 damage per pop. Come on. That's a 95% accurate move, by the way. Come on. Down you go. Nice, nice, nice. You're going for Flareon next, I can feel it. Flareon, how about you die like the worthless piece of garbage that you are? Thank you. Headbutt, yeah! Come on! Yes! Oh. Beating a Flareon, it's like beating up a small child, really. We got Sweet Scent, all right. Sweet Scent lowers the enemy's evasion. It is a field skill, making it so that wild Pokemon will instantly encounter you. If you've ever used Sweet Honey in the modern games, you know exactly how this works. We're gonna give up on Sweet Scent. That is one of the worst moves that I could ever teach. I remember back in the day when people said that evasion was overpowered. I don't know, Jolteon's face also kind of looks off. Back when people said evasion was overpowered, I remember I used to be like, dude, Sweet Scent exists. Why don't you just run Sweet Scent on your team? You run loads of other counter stuff. Like, we don't say entry hazards are overpowered, you just run Rapid Spin. I remember making that argument back in the day, and there were some people that agreed with me, but I understand now that evasion just kind of feels unsportsmanlike, and that's kind of, you know, no, you're too good for me. What? Nettle is evolving! I thought we were still a couple levels away from that. Nettle evolved into Meganium! Nettle wants to learn the move Petal Dance. This is a rather interesting move indeedly. I never know whether I should teach this or not. So, Razor Leaf's 55 power, 95% accuracy. This is 90 power, 100% accuracy, but you're locked into using it for 3 turns and then you confuse yourself. One of the things that I kind of like about Meganium is the fact that Razor Leaf is a rare physical move that doesn't make physical contact, whereas Petal Dance is a rare special move that does make physical contact, allowing you to employ some kind of different strategies than you would on other Pokemon. We can freely reach each headbutt anytime we want, so I think just tentatively I'm gonna get rid of this and just kind of see how it goes. Its move power is so vastly above Razor Leaf that it might just be worth it even though we were going for a more physically oriented build. So yeah, Petal Dance. Man, so much has been happening lately. I'm gonna grab a Calcium! Ooh, I don't really have a special attacker right now, but that'll change eventually, I assure you. We're sitting on so many revives, it'd be a fool to not revive Agate. You really need to have your big moment soon. I want you to have like a big battle where you get to do something really hype. Nettle, you have blossomed into a beautiful boy. Tell me what you're thinking. Aw, you're happy. Nettle is smelling the scents of the surrounding air, all musty and moldy, and I don't know, I kind of just like the smell of like wet rocks. I don't know if that's a me thing or if that's a common popular opinion. I've met other people that like the smell of gasoline or like the smell of tire stores, and those are kind of hit or miss for some people, I find. But hey, if the Pokemon I liked were there, I'd go anywhere. That's what a real trainer does. You are going to be the testing grounds for our new and improved Nettle. You have a Poliwhirl. Oh! Going out there, dance in the flowers with me! Oh, you cannot help for a better debut battle than that. Good boy. I'd rather pet my Pokemon than battle. Oh, sure, you're just saying that because you lost. I'm gonna go ahead and swap Agate into the lead. I want Agate to really do something soon. I don't know, I feel like Teeny and Nettle have been definitely hogging the spotlight lately, and it hasn't been made better by Nettle evolving lately. So, yeah, I want it. Well, we got here faster than I thought we would. I thought this was in another body of water. This is definitely not Agate's battle. Sorry, but it's not. Lapras is found in Union Cave only on Fridays. It may look defensive, but I'd say it's more of an all-arounder. Lapras has a surprisingly easy time getting all of its best moves. We got Ice Beam through leveling up, Surf is free, Perish Song awaits for you to get free KOs on a trainer's ace Pokemon. Believe it or not, you can even teach it Thunderbolt from the game corner. This is not only a good Dragon Slayer, but also a good anti-water Pokemon. You'll have to put up with poor speed and a type without all that many resistances, but I could still call it great. Like, it's good. This one even comes knowing Ice Shard at starting moveset to help make up for that speed. Plus, what else are you gonna pick for an early game Ice type? Smoochum's the only one we've seen, and it's in the friggin' Pokewalker. What do I wanna use? How about a net ball? Just cast a net over that Lapras. Gosh, that freaking episode of the anime when that guy is beating the baby Lapras with a lead pipe. I'm like, dude, oh frick. You feel so sorry for that thing. Like when it cries, oh my gosh. Like I always had a hard time watching that scene as a kid, and I remember showing that episode to somebody recently, and they said the exact same thing, that they got like really bad feels from that scene. 3, nice, netballs are good, what can I say? While it's not confirmed to have any relation, I've always theorized that this nameless beta Pokemon found in the source code might relate to Lapras, kind of like how Miltank and Tauros were later confirmed to be different genders of the same species. Lapras, the transport Pokemon. It ferries people across the sea on its back. It may sing an enchanting cry if it's in a good mood. I want to bring up that surfing down here, we're able to find Tentacruel. I mentioned that it was easy to wait on Tentacool to skip that awkward early adolescent phase. This is your chance to catch Tentacruel should you want to do that. There's another Pokemon that I'd like to catch down here. And for that I need my old rod. Krabby is gonna be useful for something a little bit later, and I thought it would be nice to just catch it while we're down here. I didn't know that you could get it in Cherrygrove City until you guys told me about that in the comments, so I appreciate that. I'm just gonna chuck a Lure Ball at full health. Should be nice. In you go. No, it wasn't very nice. Not in you go. Bubble. Bubble boy? He did one dip. Bubble is such a worthless move. I'm gonna give you a hot take right here. I'm happy they started retiring moves. Genuinely, I'm happy that they started cutting moves after a while. I know that, I'm not saying Pokemon, but I'm saying moves. So many moves have just been power crept to oblivion, and a lot of older Pokemon had them as their low-level moves, and I think it just made sense to phase them out over time, because a move like Bubble, why would you ever use that? Basically, every early game water type learns Water Gun now. It's really just a detriment if they learn Bubble. Its pincers break off easily. If it loses a pincer, it somehow becomes incapable of walking sideways. Is that true of real crabs? I don't know. Well, Krabby will transfer to the team in Bill's PC. Now, I want to go... You're the trainer that I have said so much about that we have taken so long to fight. You're Ace Trainer Nick. I know you by heart. There are two kinds of people, those with style and those without. What kind of person are you? Hey man, we can't talk about that until the next Pokemon Let's Play, okay man? We're gonna just get into this, and Ace Trainer Nick, you have a Charmander. Okay. We're gonna just fake out on turn 1, see how much damage that does with our Silk Scarf. This should be pretty strong. Yeah, we should outspeed you next turn. We can just go for the headbutt, seems really nice. And then what do you got for me next? You're gonna go Squirtle. This Squirtle is the only illegal moveset in the game. I'm gonna just waste turns against it so that we can see this. Curse! Squirtle could only know Curse in Gen 2, but at the time there was no way to move it forward from Gen 2 into Gen 4, and it could never learn Curse again after that point. It's just a strange consequence of basing the movesets on the original game, not realizing that some moves were left in the past. There's a few other illegal movesets technically, but they're in data that was carried over from Pokemon Platinum, so I don't count it. But yeah, if you want to talk a bona fide Heart Gold, Soul Silver illegal moveset, this is the one and only. Squirtle going for Curse again. He's getting a lot of mileage out of his hacked moveset. You love to see it. There was one time when I was into Wi-Fi battling. Obviously, if somebody was a hacker, I wouldn't, like, recognize them. It is a legitimate match, regardless of what the result was. But, I remember being really bothered by this one match I had where I've never been able to figure out how this happened. So, this guy had an Arceus that had, like, Dark Void and Seed Flare and Judgment on it. And then, bizarrely, he had a Darkrai. I used a fighting type move on it and it wasn't super effective, and then I used a ground type move on it and it was, which means that it was an electric type Darkrai, and I don't know how he accomplished that. Can you put like multi-type onto a Pokemon that isn't Arceus and give it a plate and you actually change its type? I don't know the answer to that question, and I've never really been able to figure out how that happened, but if you know the answer or might have a theory for it, then please let me know, because you can't just say, oh, this Pokemon is this type, because that's part of the read-only memory of the game, is that that Pokemon is that type unless some kind of move or ability says otherwise. Teeny, you be frickin' sleeping. What are you doing? Teeny! You're actually going to lose to a Bulbasaur. Well, I see where this is going. Go on, Agate, come on out! See if you can overcome the type disadvantage. You have high defense, should be pretty good against the Razor Leaf. We're gonna go dig. I outsped a Bulbasaur. Burrow your way down, I avoid the Razor Leaf, and then... You're unevolved, it should be enough. Thank God. Okay, at least you can do that much, girl. Barely getting any EXP for that. We got Ace Trainer Nick defeated. You got a dazzling style. Thank you. Oh, I missed whatever call that was. Your Pokemon style is stunning and full of life, I admit. You just keep getting better. Give me whatever you were hiding. That was a Hyper Potion. Not exactly the most exciting treasure hoard that you were keeping to yourself. I don't see anything around here. I'm a little surprised. This top right corner is the only place that we've yet to go on this floor, and that's got an elixir for us. A lot of good items, a lot of good Pokemon, all around a great place to come. I know we're supposed to use escape ropes and all that junk, but I don't know, I just am having so much fun playing the game anyway that I just kind of walk everywhere. I don't know, just, maybe it's the experience points I'm gaining in the daycare, maybe it's something else, I really don't know, but whatever it is, I just keep doing it. And Kurt knows that I time traveled, wonderful. Looks like I was in the same neck of the woods as a certain somebody! Hello, Raikou! Alright, exerting your pressure. What do we got for you? I got 9 fastballs. The Dusk Ball's pretty nice for this situation. You're not gonna be heavy enough to trigger the Heavy Ball. We're still not quite to those battles yet. I have another Quick Ball and it worked pretty well last time. Entei was missing a small chunk of health, but... Let's see. 0. Okay, well, it's fine. Back in Ecruteak City, the sun has gone down. Oh, Cameron, hello. Just love do-si-doing around people before I talk to them because my accuracy with the D-pad ain't what it used to be. Let's take a photo right in front of the station. I forgot we had Palkia in the party again. Sooner or later I'll drop Palkia off on the PC and we won't get that anymore, but until then, I hope you're enjoying it. There's nothing in here? Nothing in there at all? Okay, it just feels wrong to go swimming in that water, you know? Just looks so sacred. That is it. That's everything that we can get with our new Surf and Strength moves. So I guess we're going to leave it off there. Next time on Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, we carry on with our travels into parts unknown. You excited? Agate seems to feel great about walking with you. See you guys then.